Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 3 at Aqueduct on Sunday is for 3-year-old fillies bred in New York. It's the New York Stallion Stakes, 6.5 furlongs for $200,000. Let's take a look at this field. We have a very short-priced favorite on the morning line. York has won 3 consecutive stakes races. She has been flawless in those races. She has gone right to the front and she has not looked back. And it looks like that could very well be the case once again.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out early. There is other speed in this race, Dan, particularly from the number 6 Starship Lobon. So we'll see, how fast York has to go here if she wants to lead again. I'm not totally convinced she needs it, but if she does need it, she may not get it this time.
Starship Lobon is a very fast horse, and in many ways, she's the key to this race as we throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Timeform US believes Starship Lobon is slightly quicker than York. I tend to agree. But Starship Lobon showed a little bit of a new dimension last time out, sitting off of horses. Now, that was perhaps due to necessity. She didn't break very well from the rail, but she showed she could sit and finish. And I wonder if they want to get involved in another duel that might have cost them the stakes race 2 starts back at Parks.
Yeah, it could be key to this race here. If they decide that they don't want to get aggressive with her and being drawn outside, I guess it gives them options, Dan. They should probably just send in here and see what happens. But even if they do, it's no guarantee that she's going to be able to beat York, who's just been really good.
York showed promise in her debut. She didn't break very well that day. She still ran on in the end in the manner of many Bill Mott-trained first-time starters. Then she has gone and improved. Let's watch her most recent start. This is the Eastview Stakes going 7/8 of a mile. She showed good speed from the start. She was in between horses in the 3-path on the backstretch, cleared off at this point and draws away under her drive. 80 Beyer speed figure. A repeat of this race makes her extremely tough.
Yeah, I mean, but either one of her last 2 figures are just a couple lengths faster, at least, than what anybody else in here has been able to run. She's just a really nice horse, Dan. I feel like in this race, the Eastview here, I think you and I both sort of had some ideas of maybe trying to beat her. We didn't ultimately get there. And then when they ran the race, I mean, it really wasn't even close. She had an easy time making the lead there. A couple of horses tried to come after her up the backstretch. She did not concede to them. She ran him right out of the race, and she was much the best at the end. She's just a really good horse.
If York and Starship Lobon engage in a pace duel, however, it could really help the 2 Kisses for Emily, who entered the Society Hill Stakes at Parks a maiden after 5 starts. She's now a stakes winner. Let's watch the Society Hill, and Starship Lobon has been involved in a brutal pace duel with odds-on favorite Disco Ebo throughout. Starship Lobon eventually dispatches Disco Ebo, but is exhausted from her early efforts, and Kisses for Emily takes advantage. Many people would argue, myself included, Starship Lobon ran the better race.
Yeah, exactly. You laid it out perfectly there, Dan. Not to take anything away from Kisses for Emily, who did what she had to do here and is now a stakes winner. But she took advantage here and was not the best horse.
But she's 10-1 on the morning line. She's sharp. She might get a good pace set up. And Lulinder, over the years, has sent out some live horses in New York. Greek Tormenta is up next. This horse going off the Tom Morley claim. Very interesting spot for a horse that is New York sired. She was bred in Kentucky, but by a state stallion, Mission Impassable. She was racing at Delta Downs. Her maiden win came at Louisiana. Last time out on the fairgrounds on the turf, you can draw a line through that race. Morley saw something, Mike.
Yeah, it's interesting that this horse is now shipping up here to face state breds for the first time. Not terrible in a couple of those dirt races early on, Dan. Both of those 5 furlong races, the maiden win and then the start after the layoff, really wide in those races and running on pretty well to the end of those races. So maybe a little potential here. I don't know how good this horse is. I don't know if she fits or not. Morley, I'll just say this. He is great off the claim. And he had another winner off the claim on Friday at Aqueduct. He really improves these horses.
And it's possible this horse just wanted no part of two-turn racing. And remember, those 6.5 furlongs at Delta
Yeah.
Downs, that's a two-turn race. Of course, the last one was the turf, and the time before that, they tried a mile against some good stakes horses. Maybe cutting back to a sprint will help this horse at a big price. A fast pace would certainly help. Celebrity News is up next. This one owned in partnership by My Racehorse. Blinkers on for the George Weaver trainee. Let's watch the debut. This horse, not surprisingly, took a lot of money, going 6.5 furlongs, and is right in the thick of things, turning into the stretch, Mike, looming outside in an okay second.
Yeah, it got forced wide here after doing some chasing. You see the third place finisher just came through on the rail to make the lead. The winner is also coming through on the rail right there in third right now. Both those horses got perfect inside runs, and Celebrity News did not, and she still stays pretty gamely to the end. I thought overall this was a pretty good debut, Dan. I'm assuming she's going to take a step forward in this race. I just don't know if it's going to be good enough to beat this field.
The number 5, Bank on Anna, was a gate-to-wire winner 2 starts back in a maiden special weight, and she overcame some things last time out. First race against winners. She did not break very well at all. For her, it was good that the pace was fast, but she still had a lot to prove. Could she pass horses when it counted? Let's see if Bank on Anna could do so. She gets to the outside. These leaders are getting tired. Again, they contested a very fast pace, but let's give credit to Bank on Anna, Mike. Gate-to-wire winner in the debut, off-the-pace winner. First time out of the maiden ranks.
Yeah, I thought she ran well in here. The maiden win 2 back came on a day where she just got loose on a good rail. And so I wasn't sure, that it really meant she improved as much as it looked like she did on paper. Her figure actually declined about 11 points here, Dan. She actually, to me, she ran better in this race. Really bad stumble at the start and really game finish to get up. I like that performance from her. Of course, Yo Cuz just buried her back in December when they met up in that $500,000 race. But this filly's improved a lot since then.
We saw Starship Lobon win the pace duel, but lose the race war. 2 kisses for Emily in the Society Hill 2 starts back. Well, she rebounded in her most recent start. She got class relief, dropped into an open 1 other than at Parks, and we'll watch the stretch run going 7 furlongs. She did not break well from the rail. She did settle off a couple of other horses. She makes the lead, and she's simply too good for this group as an odds-on favorite. She is fast. She can do it on the lead. Maybe she can do it from off the pace. And look, Jamie Ness is winning everywhere now, even in New York.
Yeah, true enough. These horses used to be pretty easy to toss when he shipped them into New York. That's not the case anymore. At least it hasn't been recently. So we'll see what she does. I feel like she's pretty dangerous in here, Dan. As you mentioned, overcame the slow start last time, was best 2 starts back in the stakes race, but didn't win. Absolutely crushed that field back in February when she made the lead in there. She's run some really big races. The one little sticking point for me, and I was tempted to take her on top, is each of her last 2 wins, and they're big blowouts. She beat the same horse both times, that Advocate Harbor, and that horse just really isn't any good. I mean, I feel like she's been beating bad fields in Parks, but she's looked good doing it.
Galaxina completes the field. She's light on buyers, but I'm not sure she's light on ability. She's only raced twice, and her most recent race was a pretty good performance, going 7/8 of a mile on a wet track. Let's watch Galaxina polish off a group of New York-bred maiden special weights. I thought this pace, especially the first quarter mile, was pretty honest, and she was taking some heat in here, but she's going to eventually shrug off her entry mate and go on to win. 50 buyer speed figure. It was your quintessential fast early, slow late race.
Yeah, she did what she had to do here. This entry was heavily favored, and they didn't really concede anything to anybody. So she had to do a little bit of work up there, and she was, pretty clearly best at the end. Her career debut was fine. She bumped into a pretty good horse there in Stone Creator and was a decent second. So there's talent here. There's upside here. Just another filly, though, not in a very easy spot.
If you're watching and enjoying our videos on YouTube, please click the subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. Lots of videos coming up, especially for the Triple Crown series. Top pick time for the New York Stallion Stakes. And last time Yo Cuz was entered, you're right, Mike, in the Eastview, we kind of looked around. We looked at several other horses. We landed on Yo Cuz. I did the same exact thing here.
Yeah, so did I. I was tempted to try to beat her at the end of the day. I just couldn't do it, Dan. Both of these stakes races on Sunday at Aqueduct, they're interesting to watch. I had a tough time going against the chalk.
We'll see if Yo Cuz can make it 4 stakes victories in a row when she starts favored in the New York Stallion at Aqueduct on Sunday. Best of luck.